What up, pigs? Here we are. It's Sunday, fun day. Anyway, my Texans just did not do their thing. I can see my boy got his Los Angeles born shirt on, so he's kind of happy right now. But you know what? It's all right. It's all right. Somebody got to lose. That's all I gotta say.
That's it.
Somebody got to lose.
And we took the
And
first two. We lost the
yeah,
first two.
yeah,
So
yeah. So it was your turn to win, and whoever. Who did you guys play?
we played the 49ers, which was a conference
49ers.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
they was missing like 8 of their starters, though,
and
right?
we are too. We are too. Think about what we missed. We missing our two top receivers,
Right.
our left tackle, just like them. So hey,
Yeah.
ain't no excuses in this game, baby. Just like working
Yeah.
out, ain't no excuses.
No excuses. No excuses. But anyways, Keith, we're gonna come at you a little bit. We're just gonna talk some ageless protocol stuff. Michael's gonna share some things that he's been through. I'm pretty healthy, so I hadn't really been through anything, but
lucky dog. Yeah, lucky dog.
But so we welcome you guys. Hopefully we can come across some things that can help you out, especially when it comes to recovery and things like that. So we're going to jump right into this. So Mike, you can go ahead and kick this off.
Yeah, I just want to say what's up to everybody like we always do, man. Appreciate you. Hey, want to shout out my daughter. Happy birthday, Megan. Love you. Oh, there we go. Another year that makes me that much older as well. Yeah, we'll talk about some of this ageless protocol. As we age, I'm starting to see a lot of my peers, man, with these all these replacements now coming in, right?
Yeah, man.
Shoulder replacement. I got a shoulder replacement. They got the knees, the hips. I went to my reunion, man, and damn near 80% of the people there has either had a knee, both knees, or hips. And the thing I want to kind of touch on, and you can start with it when I go over it. A lot of the people that I've noticed, they're not in shape, and now they're getting replacements, and it's slowing them down even more. Their recovery is not as fast or as good. And I'll go over some of mine, as we go. But what are you noticing? What are some things we need to do? Some of the things that you noticing? Because as we age, these joints, man, ain't like they used to be. They don't have the oil in them no more. Sometimes they got to be replaced. So what's your take on it?
Yeah, my take, Mike, is this: is that I believe that motion is lotion. So, the bones need to be, like you say, oiled up. And if we're not active, our joints and stuff, just like everything else, tires on a car need to be replaced, right? The more you use them and not using them properly, if you're carrying extra weight or just some type of bone degeneration, then for sure you're going to start having these little cycles of pain in the hips. It's probably the first one that goes, and then your shoulders when it's just natural causes. But I just believe that our body is only set to carry so much weight. So whatever your body makeup is, that you should really try to stay around that weight and forget about the diabetes and cause you heavy. Forget about all those things. Think about how your joints are trying to hold you together to get you through the rest of this life period. But it's a lot of great technology out there now, I guess, that are allowing people to like jump right back on board. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you got the cryotherapy, you got all these different things going on. But unfortunately, if you do have to go through a surgery of some sort, they want you up and ready to go. So if you hadn't been that person who up and ready to go, this is where you better get up and be up and ready to go, because these are the things that should have been happening that probably would have kept you from the surgical sides, unless it's a genetic thing. But other than that, I find that weight is probably one of the major causes, and then accidents after that, and then genetic background after that.
Right. Exactly. And the thing is, what I've seen too is just like you said, people are overweight and they don't realize. People always want to say, "Oh, I'm big boned," but I saw a picture the other day, and I see these pictures all the time of a X-ray of a person that's heavy. Their bone, their skeleton structure still looks like anybody else's skeleton structure. It's not thicker. It's not, fatter or whatever. It doesn't mesh to the body. It stays the same. So when people start putting all that extra weight on a skeletal frame, depending on your height or whatever, then you start putting pressure on those joints. And I say 90 to 90, I say probably 90% of the replacements is because of the weight and the inactivity, like you said. If you're not moving and grooving, you're not going to get anything out of it. So you eventually, you're going to have replacements. You're going to have a lot of metal in you. Now, mine, I had dislocated and separated my shoulder in college playing football. And through attrition, lifting weights and everything, my socket totally, disappeared. Basically, this business broke off. So that's why I had to be a total replacement. But the thing was, I continued to work out.
Yeah.
I worked out all the way until the day prior to my surgery. QC Muscle, man, we've been looking for you, brother.
Bro, come on now. What you do? You come on live and then you take yourself off?
Yeah, you went MIA on us, man. But anyway, we gonna get back to you, QC. But anyway, man, my doctor said that for my age group, he said I was in the top percentage because he said he hasn't seen too many people. He said at any age group that stayed in shape. And then when I rehabbed it back, everybody was even the rehab therapist, everybody was like, dang, you're doing extra stuff because your range of motion is way ahead of schedule. Your strength is way ahead of schedule. And I said, yeah, that's something I've been doing. I got prepared for it. I've been working out, and I worked out even harder. I even lost some weight to make sure that when I recovered, it'd be a faster recovery. My doctor was happy with me. He was saying, man, you're not even on pain pills. I got people that have been 6 months in, they're taking pain pills and they're still crying about how much pain they're in and doing stuff. So when we preach being consistent and working out, it's because we want you to be healthier. And we talk about this all the time. If you start now and continue to do it and make it part of your lifestyle, when an injury occurs and you may have to have a surgery, you'll recover a lot faster. And that's the goal. You don't want to be laid up where once you laid up, you start gaining weight and you can't come back. And then when you start gaining weight because you're sedentary and not doing anything, then you're less apt to go back into working out and doing the things that you need to do. So what I always tell people is, if you got a surgery coming up, get into your best shape physically that you can. If you haven't been doing anything, try to lose some weight, like Robert said, and be ready so it won't be a shock to your body, because once you're done and you got to recover and rehab, it's going to take some time mentally as well as physically. So always think about what's coming up in your future. If you think about yesterday and today, you'll never be prepared for what's going to happen tomorrow. And that's how I look at it.
That's right. So if anybody out there that's listening about this right now, if you guys get a chance to do some cryotherapy, sit in a cold ice tub of water, try it. Just try it, especially with joint pains and muscle pains, inflammation, all those things. I'll say to you guys to try it. It's amazing how fast the body wants to heal when there is no inflammation. And far as what you're just asking there, changing your diet, I wouldn't say your diet has anything to do with the joint recovery or anything like that. What I will state, as I stated earlier, that it will definitely help with your weight relationship with, if you got bad joints. The lighter you are, the better you're going to be able to walk around, less pain you're in. But your food intake is your food intake. And if it's a positive realm of foods that you're taking in, I can't see why you need to change anything. But on the inflammation side, Mike, I just believe that if you are keeping your inflammation down, your body can heal, because we know inflammation is just a protection phase, right?
Right. Yeah. So in answer to your question, QC, how long did it take for me to recover? I was in a sling and a brace on my shoulder for 6 weeks because the bone and that metal and the metal rod had to mesh. But a week after I had surgery, I was on a stationary bike, riding the bike for an hour a day, doing cardio. And then after about 3 weeks, I was in the gym. I was doing stuff in the gym. I was doing legs every day. I was riding the bike, doing cardio. Then I was lifting. I got people put stuff on the machines for me if I couldn't do it myself. And I was working out. So I made no excuses. So total recovery time, when you look at my shoulder and everything, I say probably about a good 3 months where I wasn't dependent on anything. I could do everything myself and work out. But my recovery time was a lot faster than most people because I went back to the gym. I told my doctor when I went back for my 1 week checkup, and I said, "Hey, can I do cardio?" He said, "If you get on the bike and not fall down off of it, a bike that you won't fall off of, go ahead and do it." So I was doing it every day. I was going in there every day, man, and doing something because I didn't want I didn't want to be sitting around the house, and two, that's just part of my lifestyle, my life. So when you start thinking that way, instead of sitting at home, because I know people, they'll do that and they'll sit at home and they'll wait. And then now you put on pounds because you don't realize, you may be eating the same thing that you were eating before, but you're sitting around, you're sedentary and you're not doing anything about it. So you start causing other complications and problems.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. As far as the recovery thing, I can say that I've been blessed. Only injuries that I had was in, let's see, 1979, broke my collarbone in the sixth game of the year. And of course, I recovered from that. I was broken in 3 places. They put pins in it back then, put a pin in it. Then they let the pin work its way back out through the bone into your skin. Then you go in, they pull it out with a pair of pliers. That's how they did it back in the day. The way things that I've experienced from the people I know that are in pros and stuff like that, and pro athletes, bottom line is that they can have knee surgery and be back in the game in a week or 2, just because of the technology, as we spoke about earlier, is that things have changed so much. So don't be afraid out there to go to the doctors and tell them that you're having this pain in your hip or in your knee or whatever it may be, because you end up getting, hooked on the pain pills just to try to stay pain free. But we know in the long run, you're only masking it. And Aleve is kind of all of us best friends. And so we'll pop them when needed. But, if you're in that much pain and it's consistent and it's daily, then you might want to go in and get a professional look at it.
Right.
And Michael and I will always tell you we are not doctors. So that's our disclaimer right now. We're just telling you from my own experiences. And so just, make good decisions, focus on your meal plans, make sure you train. Mike and I all the time talk about Ageless Protocol. And what is the protocol? Nutrition first, training second, recovery third, fourth, get up and do it again, right? And so make it a lifestyle.
Repeat that cycle. That's your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And you're touching on that, as we get older, as we age, we want to be more mobile. We don't want to be, the person that can't get out the chair. And that's what we preach. That's why we preach consistency over your life expectancy, instead of waiting until you're 60, 70 years old. But it's never too late. But the thing is, if you're in your 30s now, your 40s, go ahead and you haven't been doing anything, stop putting it off. We preach this all the time, and I know you preach it all the time because you have clients and stuff, Robert. People, stop waiting. Stop saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do it when daylight saving times change. I'll do it when it changes, and I got more light in the day and more time light in the night." That ain't gonna help you. All you're doing is making an excuse where, hey, that it's not gonna happen. Tomorrow's Monday. Plan it out tonight. Say, hey, I'm gonna take at least start with a walk tomorrow. Then every day increase the time on your walk, and then go from there. Add something to it. We're not asking you to do crazy stuff or whatever, but what helps you is working out with free weights. That will help you. You don't have to do crazy weights. Just do moderate sets, moderate reps, and get some cardio in, so you can be a healthier, better person for you, your kids, your family. Because if you're sick and you're in the bed and can't do anything, you're not helping them. So that's what you need to think about. You know,
that's right.
That's the one key. That's the one thing we preach, and we'll keep preaching it. Where everybody say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna do this. I'm so busy." You won't be busy laying in that bed, feeling ill or getting something replaced and not being able to recover.
No way, brother. No way. No way. And add on to that just a little bit, peeps, is that you guys know how important it is to be in a deficit. We're talking about a little bit of weight loss thing now, because as you notice, we're going from joints. How can you protect the joints? Best way to recover the joints. Now the best way to just be healthy in general and let these joints pains not have to deal with anything but because of it's a genetic issue, but not because of food issues and stuff like that, right? So just try to put yourself in a deficit. You know what I mean? You remember the formula we talked about before. If you have a goal weight, take that goal weight, multiply by 12, and that's your calorie intake. Just do that. Multiply by 12, and that's your calorie intake. And then that way you can kind of go from there. And it ain't all about trying to just eat all good foods, right? You just want to make sure you're in that deficit to where you can still go have your burger and your fries or whatever you want. But then, don't let all that stuff go past your normal food intake, because now you have no energy because you didn't take any energy foods. You took in bad gas instead of good gas. So just try to be balanced with it.
That's it. So with that being said, man, let me see what the average person needs short-term fitness goals. Like you said, just start with something. Exactly. Couldn't hit it better, said it better than that. But you could have said it on the show today, QC.
and you said you tried to reach me Instagram. If you tried to reach me Instagram and you didn't say this is QC Muscle, I get a lot of people go, "Hey, what's up, Rob?" So I need you to say, "Hey, man, this is QC from the podcast," and then I go, "Oh yeah, I know who that is," because I don't get a lot, but I get so many, I should say, that if they're not making sense to me, I go swipe, click, swipe, click. And some people ask me, "So, do you work out?" And I'm like, "Is that a question? Is that a joke?" And then other people say, "So, where do you live?" I'm like, "That's all in my bio." So when people are like that, when they ask me questions that's in my bio, I ignore them, because I think that they just want to be on the keyboard. So anyways, my brother, I'm sorry that I missed you. I looked up every key muscle I could think of, and that way I know. So just next time you go on, holler at us, and we're still good for next week, bro.
So let us know.
So let us know. Yeah. So I know I will be out of town. Let's see.
You'll be out of town
next week. I'll be out of town next week, but I think I may be back in town. But still, if we're back in town, we can always hook you in on the thing. I will reach out to Michael as we always do and say, "Hey, man, I'm back," or "I'm not back." And whenever you guys don't see us, it's because it's something personal, not because we just decided to take a break. That's about it.
There it is. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah. Well, with that being said, man, it's Sunday night.
There it is.
Sunday night football. So we got to go in there. Got the Chiefs.
Oh, 1 second. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? What's up with that? My Broncos won today. Yes. You know what I mean? So I'm excited.
You ain't even right, man. You ain't even right. I'm excited. Yeah, well,
But I'm just an old guy working out. LOL. We all are, man.
We all are,
old
man.
Guys just working out. That's it.
That's it,
brother.
All right, people. Might as well get on out of here, Rob.
Yeah. And with that being said, what Mike just said, don't forget, go down, like, subscribe, and comment. More you tag us, the more people see us, the more we're ready to come out here and come out with some new content all the time. But we're working on it. We're always up for ideas. So if you want, you can just send us ideas through the comment section and let us know what's up. Let's go. All right. Peace out.
Deuces.